What if I told you that the universe is constantly trying to give you everything you desire? What if the biggest obstacles aren't external but within your own mind? And what if you have the power to unlock a life of miracles, starting right now? In the next few minutes, you'll discover how all 12 spiritual laws work together. You'll learn the hidden connections. Plus, I'll reveal a powerful technique used by ancient mystics to manifest anything. This isn't just theory. This is how reality is built. Section 1. The Setup. Most people think of miracles as random acts of good fortune. They're rare. They happen to other people. But what if miracles are actually the natural outcome of universal laws? Ancient wisdom traditions have spoken of these laws for millennia. They're not magic. They're fundamental principles, like gravity, but for your thoughts and intentions. Think about it. You've probably heard of the law of attraction. It's the most famous one. It says like attracts like. Your dominant thoughts attract similar experiences into your life. But that's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Picture this. You're standing on a vast, empty beach. The sun is setting, painting the sky in fiery oranges and deep purples. The sand is warm beneath your bare feet. You can hear the rhythmic crashing of waves, a soothing sound. In your hand, you hold a smooth gray stone. You focus all your energy on this stone, wishing it were a shimmering diamond. You can almost feel its weight, its coolness. This is the surface level of manifestation. It's about wanting something. But what actually happens? It's far more complex. The universe isn't just a giant vending machine for your wishes. It's a dynamic, interconnected system. And all the laws play a part. They're not separate rules. They weave together. They amplify each other. Most people have no idea how deeply interconnected they are. They try to use one law, like attraction, but forget the others. And that's why their results are often fleeting. Or they don't get what they want at all. Let me tell you about Sarah. It was back in 2018. Sarah lived in Chicago, Illinois. She desperately wanted to start her own bakery. She'd worked in corporate finance for years. It paid well, but it didn't feed her soul. She'd read all the self-help books. She tried visualizing her bakery every day. She even wrote affirmations. But nothing seemed to move. Her dream felt impossibly far away. She felt stuck. She kept thinking, why isn't this working for me? She was following the basic rules, or so she thought. This brings us to a crucial point. We're talking about 12 fundamental laws. They govern everything. Your thoughts, your actions, your reality. They're always in effect. Whether you believe in them or not, whether you understand them or not, they're the operating system of the universe. And when you align with them, you tap into incredible power. You start creating miracles. But that's not even the strangest part. Section 2. The deepening now. Let's dig a little deeper. There's a concept in quantum physics called entanglement. It's wild. It suggests that particles can be linked, no matter how far apart they are. What happens to one instantly affects the other. Think of it like this. Two coins spun at the same time. If one lands heads, the other must be tails. Instantly, even if they're light years apart. This isn't magic. It's science. And it mirrors how the spiritual laws work. Everything is connected. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, they all ripple outwards. Scientists at Princeton University actually conducted experiments back in the late 1970s. They looked at consciousness and its potential impact on physical systems. While not directly proving spiritual laws, their work opened doors. It showed that our minds might not be as separate from the physical world as we assume. This forbidden knowledge suggests our intentions can influence outcomes in ways we're only beginning to understand. They don't want you to know this because it shifts power back to you. Remember this detail, it'll be important later. The interconnectedness is key. It's not just about what you do. It's about how your energy interacts with everything else. This is where things get really interesting. Let's talk about Mark. He was in Austin, Texas, around 2015. Mark was a musician. He poured his heart into his songs. He believed his music could heal people. He practiced his guitar for hours daily. He wrote lyrics filled with hope. But he struggled to get gigs. He felt unseen. He'd submitted demos to countless labels. He'd played in empty coffee shops. He felt like he was shouting into the void. His belief was strong, but something was missing. He was missing the synergy of the laws. This changes everything you thought you knew about success. It's not just about effort. It's about alignment. It's about understanding the whole system. Most people focus on the law of attraction, thinking positive thoughts. But they neglect the law of detachment. They cling to the outcome. They become desperate. This energetic desperation actually repels what they desire. It creates resistance. You've probably felt this yourself, that anxious feeling when you want something too badly. The ancient civilizations knew this. They understood that holding on too tightly breaks the flow. They taught surrender. They taught trust. They understood that the universe unfolds in its own perfect timing. But this information was almost lost, buried under layers of dogma and misunderstanding. Imagine you're weaving a tapestry. Each spiritual law is a different colored thread. The law of attraction is a vibrant red. The law of detachment is a calming blue. If you only use red, you get a monotone, unfinished piece. You need all the colors, all the threads woven together. You need the law of giving and receiving. You need the law of cause and effect. You need the law of vibration. Each one adds depth and meaning. You can't create a masterpiece with just one color. Stop. Think about this. Your entire life is a tapestry you're weaving right now. Are you using all the threads, or are you just pulling on one? Section 3. The evidence. Now let's look at some documented cases. These prove the interconnectedness of the laws. Consider Emily. She lived in Portland, Oregon in 2019. Emily was an artist. She wanted to sell her paintings. She believed in the law of attraction. She imagined people buying her art. She even pictured the money in her bank account. But she was shy. She didn't want to put herself out there. She felt it was too pushy. She was afraid of rejection. So she kept her art mostly online. She hardly ever talked about it. She was holding back her energy. She wasn't embodying the law of action or the law of sales. You've probably felt this yourself. That little voice telling you not to be too bold, not to ask for what you deserve. You're not crazy for thinking this, many people feel it. This is the law of belief at play. If you believe you're not worthy, or that selling is wrong, you'll sabotage yourself. The universe doesn't judge. It just reflects your deepest beliefs. This is where the hidden pattern emerges. It's not just about wanting something. It's about becoming the person who already has it. It's about embodying the vibration of your desire. This means aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It means practicing the law of compensation, giving value to receive value. It means understanding the law of least effort, acting when inspired, not forcing things. Let me tell you about John. He was in Denver, Colorado in 2017. John had a brilliant business idea. He knew it could change things. He'd done his research. He believed in his vision. He even managed to get some seed funding. But he kept his idea a secret. He was afraid someone would steal it. He operated from a place of scarcity. He wasn't embodying the law of abundance. He was also blocking the law of generosity. He wouldn't share his knowledge. He wouldn't collaborate. His fear of loss was stronger than his belief in creation. His business never took off. He eventually gave up. If you're still watching, you're probably sensing something deeper. Something clicking into place. This is the aha moment. The universe is a system of feedback loops. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings broadcast a vibration. Your actions reinforce that vibration. The laws are the mechanics of this feedback. They are the rules of engagement. Picture this. You're in a dark room. You light a single candle. The flame flickers, casting dancing shadows. You feel the warmth on your face. You see the light pushing back the darkness. Now, imagine you light 12 candles. The room is flooded with light. The shadows disappear. the warmth intensifies. This is what happens when you align all 12 laws. The power is exponential. You're no longer just wishing, you're creating, you're commanding. Remember Sarah, the baker from Chicago? She finally understood. She wasn't just attracting customers, she needed to embody the law of service. She needed to offer value. She needed to take inspired action. She started a small blog sharing her recipes. She offered free samples at local markets. She wasn't afraid to talk about her passion. She embodied the law of generosity. She stopped focusing on the lack of money. She focused on the joy of baking. She embraced the law of Dharma, her purpose. Within 6 months, she had a waiting list for her custom cakes. Her bakery dream was becoming a reality. This changes everything. Section 4. The Revelation. The biggest secret is this. The 12 laws aren't separate commands. They are facets of one divine principle, the principle of creation. They are the ways the universe expresses itself through you. The they, who don't want you to know this. It's the system that thrives on your feeling powerless. You're feeling small, but the veil is lifting. You're waking up to your own power, so how do you actually make all 12 laws work together? It's simpler than you think. It requires a shift in your being. Here are 3 steps. 1. Cultivate unwavering belief, but practice detachment. Believe your desires are possible. Feel them as if they've already happened. But then, let go of the need for them to happen in a specific way or time. Trust the process. This is the law of belief, combined with the law of detachment. Your body already knows this. It's in your DNA. 2. Act from inspiration, not obligation. Notice your impulses. Follow those nudges. If you feel like calling someone, do it. If you feel like writing, write. This is the law of action and the law of least effort. Don't force things. Flow with what feels right. This is how you embody the law of Dharma. 3. Give generously and expect abundance. Share your talents, your time, your energy. Do it without expecting anything specific in return. This activates the law of giving and receiving, and the law of compensation. When you give from a place of fullness, you signal to the universe that you are in a state of abundance. This is the law of abundance in action. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. These laws are the blueprint of your reality. They're not external forces. They are your own consciousness made manifest. When you align all 12, you become a conscious creator. You don't just attract miracles, you become the miracle. You're not just living in the world, you're co-creating it. Remember Mark, the musician from Austin? He finally understood. He needed to embody the law of expression. He needed to share his gift boldly. He started posting his music on social media daily. He played open mic nights, even when it was just a few people. He practiced the law of giving. He offered his music freely online. He trusted the law of compensation would bring opportunities. He also embraced the law of vibration, focusing on the joy of creating, not the need for fame. He started connecting with other musicians. He collaborated. He wasn't desperate anymore. He was generous. He was joyful. A local radio station discovered him. His music started getting airplay. He finally got the gigs he dreamed of. Documented cases prove this works. This changes everything. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're the architect of your experience. You have the power to orchestrate your life. You can create your own miracles. Imagine you're sitting in a beautiful garden. Flowers of every color surround you. The air is sweet. Birds are singing. You feel peace. You feel joy. This isn't a dream. This is what happens when you live in alignment with all 12 laws. You've unlocked the code. You're living your highest potential. What if you've been trying to manifest something for years? What if it's finally time to understand the full picture? The truth they don't want you to know is that you hold all the power. Section 5, the closing. So we've seen how the 12 laws aren't isolated concepts. They're a unified system. They are the mechanics of creation itself. When you consciously weave them together, belief with detachment, inspired action with generosity, purpose with abundance, you unlock a life of miracles. It's not just about attracting things, it's about becoming the creator of your reality. Most people have no idea they possess this inherent power. They're living in limitations they don't even realize exist. Think about the implications. If you can consciously create your reality, what does that mean for your biggest dreams? What does that mean for your deepest desires? Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly attract good things? They're not luckier, they're aligned. They're unconsciously or consciously working with these laws. Your body already knows this. Your intuition is constantly guiding you. You just need to learn to listen and to act. The universe is constantly communicating with you. The veil is lifting. You're stepping into a new level of awareness. Remember Sarah, Mark, and Emily? Their stories are testaments. They show the power of applying these principles. They moved from struggling to thriving. They didn't just want change. They became the change. They aligned their inner world with their outer desires. If you're still watching, you're ready for more. You're ready to go deeper. What if I told you there are even more layers to this? What if there's a way to accelerate this process? What if there's a hidden dimension to these laws that most spiritual teachers miss? And if you think that's incredible, wait until you hear about the ancient concept of sympathetic resonance. It's how ancient civilizations could influence events from afar. It's a missing piece in understanding how thought truly shapes matter. It's the next level of creation. Stick around, because that's exactly what we're going to explore next. You won't want to miss it.